Today I'm going to share what true wealth is, why it's not about money, and what a wealthy life looks like to me personally. Plus, in the end, I'm going to share a very important story, so I do hope you'll stick around to hear it. It's one that I reflect on often that I've never shared here. Here, by the way, is the Money Resolution, where we resolve to get good with money from mindset to daily action. My name is Frankie. Like this video if you dig the content, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and let's get to it. Now, let's start with what true wealth is and why it isn't about money. Most people think there's a number to feel wealthy, but here's a secret that I've learned in sort of two parts here. First, you probably need less than you think, and second, you need a whole lot more than money to be wealthy. That second part is key. There are huge differences in the definition of money and wealth. You can own many possessions and still be poor if you lack happiness and contentment with your own life. Wealth is a facilitator of different kinds of freedom of choice, freedom of time, freedom to try and fail, freedom to prioritize what you want out of your daily life, freedom to explore and maybe find a passion. It's also the freedom to be alone, enjoy some peace in silence, to check in with yourself, to be less busy. Freedom is the outcome of a wealthy life. Money plays a factor in freedom, of course, but it's just one of the many tools that can help you construct a free life. Money fits in to help you find financial security, but most people can't avoid the trap of always wanting more of it. You don't need a lot to live a life you enjoy, but most people don't know how much enough is. Money can actually be a trap in this sense. As Dolly Freed said, it's easier to learn to do without some of the things money can buy than to earn the money to buy them. What true wealth looks like and what you should strive for is ultimately up to you to decide. It's critical to think about your own definition of wealth so that you can set the right targets in life. My goal today is actually that you'll do just that after hearing what I came up with for myself. For me, true wealth is freedom of time plus good health plus good relationships. Wealth is peace within the mind. It's a mindset. But I sat down and I asked myself, what exactly does that look like in practice? Here's what peace of mind and a happy life looks like for me. First, a wealthy life is giving family time, attention, and love. And this is pretty self-explanatory, and it was the very first thought I had, of course. Now that I'm married, I do think a lot more about this, and I don't have kids yet, but when I do, I hope that I have all the time that I want to spend with them. But again, I'm sure this one is pretty clear. Next, it's prioritizing time for health and fitness. Specifically, this is going on a run every day at noon during the work week, almost without fail. It's great for my physical and mental health. It helps me be more productive post-lunch. It reminds me actually to eat a healthy lunch so that I don't ruin the work that I just put in. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about healthy food and eating better than ever. But running is also fresh air. It's seeing the neighborhood and people. It's time to think and reflect and sometimes brainstorm. It leads to better sleep. It's sometimes with my dog, which is great. Honestly, running daily has been one of the biggest game changers in my life over the last 3 to 4 years, and I can't recommend it enough. Wealthy is investing in education and personal growth. Will.i.am said, it's never a waste of time or money to invest in yourself, no matter the source. Being a lifetime learner is key to my happiness. This channel actually forces me to continually learn, to bring you fresh and thoughtful content. Although I will say this last year, I actually stopped reading books about money specifically and moved on to books about productivity, creativity, self-development, and even philosophy. And I'm actually really happy I made that pivot. I was really exhausted last year after 100 videos in a year, but I definitely feel reinvigorated this year because of what I'm consuming. Next, wealthy is having goals and making progress toward them. I feel fulfilled when I'm making progress towards goals, like those 100 videos in a year last year. I love having projects to really sink my teeth into, especially ones that can reach and help people. I love the feeling of working towards something that stretches my creativity daily. I have a philosophy, which is actually that each day you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. I aim to have no negative days. Wealthy is fully enjoying vacation. A wealthy life is full of memorable experiences. Now, that said, I will admit I'm not always the best on vacation. I get a little stressed about spending money. I like to stick to an agenda instead of just going with the flow. I'm not great at just relaxing and settling in because my mind doesn't seem to have an off switch sometimes. Does this resonate with any of you? Do any of you struggle to be fully in the moment and stress-free on vacation? Or is it just me? My recent honeymoon was actually an eye-opener because I was very present, relaxed about everything, especially money, and we were pretty much agenda-free and spontaneous. It was a reminder about what travel is for and why it's something I value so much. Wealthy is doing work I love. Wealthy is about having a lot of options, not a lot of money, as I said. But I will say that money used for the right reasons is critical. If you have enough saved and invested, you can actually make a decision to leave a job where you don't connect with the people or the company or the mission, and do so with confidence. A wealthy life is having awareness about what's good for you and what isn't. And no amount of money is going to keep me at a job that I hate. But I don't want to just avoid hating work. I actually want to love it. I can say that I love my 9-to-5, and I definitely love making videos that I want to make. If all I was chasing was money here on YouTube, I'd make way different videos. I'd review credit cards and only talk about insurance and investing. I'd find sponsors for every single video. I'd make 2 videos a week like I did last year instead of 1 that I'm really proud of. But I can't love anything fully without balance. Next, a wealthy life is having the ability to say no. There was a period in my life where all I said was yes. More overtime and yes to every meeting. More going out with friends so that I don't lose them, More fantasy football leagues and softball teams. I just didn't know how to say no. But saying yes to something is usually saying no to something else. Sometimes it's even yourself. This is not how you become a master of your time. No is a powerful word. No puts you in control of your life, your schedule, and your time. No can be freeing. And it makes saying yes more satisfying because you know you're saying yes because it's good for your well-being. Let me know if you have an example of saying no to something recently in your life that felt really good, where you decided to be in control of your time and your life. So I really highly do recommend that you go through that same exercise and define a wealthy life for yourself. You might come up with 3 things or 7 things like me, or 25 things, but seriously, I highly recommend you take time and outline your wealthy, happy life. It's a powerful exercise. It's like a mission statement for how you want to live. Check in with this list, by the way, a few times a year and edit as you see fit. Here's a secret though. Assuming your list isn't full of really expensive items, you can start living that life, a wealthy life, today as a priority. This exercise should prove to you that wealthy really is less about money than most people think. Assuming more will make you richer is one of the most dangerous untruths in the world. Your new definition of rich empowers you with the freedom to decide what's important so that you can set the right goals and priorities and focus all your energy on chasing them. Wealth is about feeling rich in all the areas of your life, your freedom of choice, your health, and your relationships with family and friends. Money can buy you some opportunities, and it's difficult to have a balanced life without any money, of course, but it doesn't take much. In fact, I read somewhere that wealth is what you'd be worth if you lost all your money. I think that's powerful to reflect on. All right, I promised you story time, so here it is. It's the story of the wealthy fisherman. Some of you may know it, but listen again because the lesson is worthy of being reminded of often. One day, a fisherman was lying on a beautiful beach with his fishing pole propped up in the sand and a line cast out into the sparkling water. He was enjoying the sunshine and prospect of catching a fish. A businessman, trying to relieve some of his own stress, came walking down the beach. He noticed the fisherman sitting on the beach. "You aren't going to catch many fish that way. You should be working rather than lying on the beach," said the businessman. The fisherman looked up at the businessman, smiled, and replied, "And what will be my reward?" "Well, you can get bigger nets and catch more fish," said the businessman. "And then what?" asked the fisherman, still smiling. The businessman replied, "You will make money and you'll be able to buy a boat, which will result in catching more fish." "And then what?" asked the fisherman again. The irritated businessman replied, "You can buy a bigger boat and hire some people to work for you," he said. "And then what?" repeated the fisherman. The businessman was getting angry. "You can build up a fleet of fishing boats, sail all over the world, and let your employees catch fish for you. And then what will my reward be?" The businessman shouted at the fisherman, "You can sell the business. You can become so rich you'll never have to work again. You can spend all the rest of your days sitting on this beach, looking at the sunset, without a care in the world." The fisherman, still smiling, looked up and said, "And what do you think I'm doing right now?" I wish you all the best in defining wealth and pursuing it in all areas of your life. And if you're willing, I'd love to hear one thing that you value in life as a priority that brings you happiness. My favorite part of YouTube is actually hearing from all of you. My name is Frankie. Your name is awesome for getting to the end. I highly recommend you check out this video next. It's about how to master your money mindset in 1 week, or this one is about that concept of enough. Have an awesome week or weekend ahead. Thanks for watching this one, and I hope to see you next week on the next one. Thanks.